Calde ude solaune prte. Hello and welcome to the first listening part of Chapter 2 of the Reef Navi course. This is the vocab video, so you will learn 20 words here, and then you will learn how to use them in sentences. So what we will do is, I will first read you the 20 words, and I want you all to look them up in the dictionary. So try to listen to what I say, write down what you hear, and look up the word in the dictionary. Try to find it in the dictionary. Then afterwards, once we talked about all the words and have found all the words, you will get the word list on the screen so you can look at it the entire time. And then I will read you sentences. So I have written a bunch of sentences that I will read to you, and with the help of the vocab list, you should try to understand what I'm saying and to translate them. 2 notes. First of all, my pronunciation is of course not perfect. I'm not a native speaker. There is no native speaker. While I try to pronounce everything as precise as possible for me, there might be slight pronunciation mistakes in there, of course. That will happen with any learning resource really that has listening parts in it because, well, there are no native speakers. Second of all, I will read everything 3 times. So every word in the beginning I will read 3 times, and after that every sentence I will read 3 times. That will very often not be enough for you to understand everything, or in the beginning to find the word in the dictionary, and that is totally fine. You can always pause the video, go back and re-listen to the 3 times again, and that's expected actually, and yeah, totally fine, don't feel bad about it. I just didn't want to record myself saying everything 10 times, because then this video would be 2 hours long, and that would be a bit nonsense, so I decided to read everything 3 times, and if you need to hear it more often, you can just go back in the video. It's a video, so you can use it like a video and re-listen to parts. But now let's start. June go. The first set of words, it's 3 words, are some pronouns. The first one is oe. 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 This one you probably already know very well if you watched the grammar video, because I used a lot there. The second word is nga. 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 And the third word is po. 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 Those were the first 3 words. This was our first set. The pronouns. The first word was oe, and it means I. Then we got nga, you, and po, he or she, so it is the singular they. There are specific words for he and she, but Navi prefers gender-neutral language, so I think I will not even teach you the he and she in later videos because it's barely ever used. Let's go on to the next set. Now we have some nouns. June go. Let's listen. The first one is schuwe. 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 The second word is nantang. 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 The third word is kelku. 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 The fourth word is mauti. 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 And the last word of the set is numeju. 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 Those were our nouns for the day. First we had schuwe, food. Then we had nantang, Viperwolf. Note that in this presentation I actually translated always as Viperwolf, I think. But very often in the community we don't really translate animal names. So people will usually just call them nantangs, not Viperwolves. At least people that started to learn Navi. Also, for example, Toruk, which could be translated as Leonopteryx, Great Leonopteryx, we usually just call him Toruk. or Palulukan is often just called Palulukan, not Venator, at least in the Na'vi learning community. So while I translate it in the slides now as Viper Wolf, very often you will just see it translate as Nantang, so actually not translate at all. And that's a common thing that happens to most animal names. Next we had Kelku, home, or also house. Then we had Mauti, fruit. Numeyu, student, was our last noun. So now let's go to the biggest category. We will now listen to some verbs. Yuneko. Let's listen. The first verb is lu. 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 The next one is dog. 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 Next we have efu. 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 Number 4 is neu. 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 Number 5 is cea. 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 Number 6 is nong. 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 Next we have yom. 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 And our last verb for today is staum. 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 These were all our verbs. Let's look at them. So first we have lu. In the grammar video I told you that you always have to learn by heart if a verb is transitive or intransitive. In this video we have lu, which is intransitive, but all the other verbs that I show you will be transitive. So next we had dog, to be at, which is transitive. And we had efu, to feel, which is also transitive. Those 3 verbs often cause confusion for English native speakers because they tend to overuse lu, because many cases where in Na'vi we use dog or efu, in English we just use to be. We will look in more detail at how to use these 3 verbs and when to use which when we come to the sentences. Next we have neu, to want, which is also a transitive verb. And as I said, all the following verbs are transitive. Lu is the only intransitive one in this video. So then we get cea, to see, nong, to follow, yom, to eat, and staum, to hear. Now only one category left. Yuneko. Let's listen, this time to 4 adjectives. First one is speen. 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 Next we get weu. 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 Number 3 is nitram. 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 And number 4, already the last one, is ween. 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 So let's look at our 4 adjectives. First we had speen, which means sick. Then we had weu, cold. Then we had nitram, happy. And lastly we got ween, fast. This is our entire list, so here you see all 20 words. And now we will look at the full sentences. I have 30 sentences on complete and I will always read them in sets of 10. So I will read 10 sentences each 3 times and then we will look at them. Then I will read the next 10 sentences. This is a lot. 30 sentences is really a lot, and you see this video is kind of long. You can always just do one set and then come back to it later. This is a video, so it will not go away. But let's just start with the first set of sentences. You can of course use the vocab on the screen, that's what it's there for. I don't expect you to know by heart 20 words after just hearing them a few times. The first sentence is ngayom. 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 So try to write down either what you hear or a translation. If you haven't figured it out yet, feel free to go back. But let's go to the next sentence. Oe lunumeyu. Oe lunumeyu. Oe lunumeyu. Sentence number 3. Nga weu efu. Nga weu efu. Nga weu efu. Sentence number 4. Gelkuti dog nantangel. Gelkuti dog nantangel. Gelkuti dog nantangel. Sentence number 5. Nantangel numeyuti staum. Nantangel numeyuti staum. Nantangel numeyuti staum. Sentence number 6. Ngal cea gelkuti. Ngal cea gelkuti. Ngal cea gelkuti. Sentence number 7. Po luspin. Po luspin. Po luspin. Sentence number 8. Ngal weti nong. Ngal weti nong. Ngal weti nong. Sentence number 9. Weu lushuve. Weu lushuve. Weu lushuve. And last one of the set. Nantang luwin. Nantang luwin. Nantang luwin. Those were the first 10 sentences. Let's look at them. First we had ngayom, you eat. Note that we don't use any case ending here because there is no mention of what's being eaten, so this is an intransitive sentence. It's just about we eat, not about what we eat. Next we have oe lunumeyu, I am a student. Again, no case endings here because we use lu, which is a copular verb, so it can connect to nouns or a pronoun and a noun in this case without any case endings. Then we get nga weu efu, you are cold. And this means you are cold in the sense of you are feeling cold. So maybe you complained about it being cold. If I now, for example, touch you at your arm and your arm feels cold, like it actually physically is cold, then I would say nga weu lu. So we can use lu versus efu to differentiate feeling cold versus actually something physically being cold. Then we had gelkuti dog nantangel. The viperverb is home. So the nantang is the one being somewhere. So we get the L ending. And the gelku is the home is the place where someone is. Note how in English we use is, so to be here. But in Latvi we have a specific verb, dog, that describes that someone occupies a space. The viperverb occupies space at the home, or occupies the home basically. we cannot use lu here. If we say kelku lu nantang, what we are saying is the nantang is a house or the nantang is a home. That, of course, doesn't make much sense. So tok is a transitive verb. You are being at a place, and then the place you are at gets the T ending, and the person that is at the place gets the L ending. Nantangil numeju tistaum. The Viperwolf here is the learner. Again, the Viperwolf is the one hearing someone, so it gets the L ending. And the learner, the numeju, is the one being heard, so it gets the T ending. Next, we had ngal cea gelkuti. You see the house. Exactly the same principle of L and T again. So you are the one seeing something, so nga changes to ngal. The house is the thing being seen, so it changes from kelku to kelkuti. Po lu spin. He or she is sick. Again, po can mean both he or she or singular they also, of course. And I here said he says she to show it can be both, but in the future I will mostly just choose one randomly if it's not clear from context. And here we use lu because we are saying they are sick. We could also use efu here, then it would be more like he or she feels sick. Of course, often those two correlate, like if I am sick, then I will feel sick. And if I feel sick, then it's because I am sick. But sometimes I feel sick without actually being sick. Or I am sick, so a doctor looks at me and says, oh, you are sick, I don't know, your blood doesn't look good or whatever, but I don't really feel sick. So then we really have to be careful if we choose lu or efu. Efu for we feel sick, lu for, I don't know, the doctor did some tests and figured out we are actually sick. Ngal weti nong. You follow me. Again, same principle of L and T. I will stop explaining it for every sentence now. If there's a sentence where you're confused about it, you can of course ask and then I will answer it. Weu lu chuve. The food is cold. So here we see the difference now. The food cannot feel cold, but it actually is cold. Like I eat it and it's cold. It's very annoying. So then we use lu. Nantang lu win. Viperwolves are fast. You might be a bit confused why I translated nantang not as Viperwolf, but as Viperwolf, so plural. And the reason for that is that I'm making a general statement about Viperwolves here in general. And in Navi, if we do that, then we just use the singular, so we just use the noun that is talking about one person. So I don't need to change the nantang in this case. As I said, this only works because we are doing a general statement about something, and in that case, we don't need to change the noun into the plural. This sentence could of course also translate to the Viperwolf is fast or a Viperwolf is fast. These were the first few sentences. Let's read the next 10 sentences. Pol mautiti neu. Pol mautiti neu. Pol mautiti neu. Sentence number 2. Efu nitram numeju. Efu nitram numeju. Efu nitram numeju. Sentence number 3. Staum nantang ti well. Staum nantang ti well. Staum nantang ti well. Sentence number 4. Ngati nong nantangel. Ngati nong nantangel. Ngati nong nantangel. Sentence number 5. Cea nantangel poti. Cea nantangel poti. Cea nantangel poti. Sentence number 6. Cea nantang ti pol. Cea nantang ti pol. Tsea nantang ti bol. Sentence number 7. Yom nantang. Yom nantang. Yom nantang. Sentence number 8. Oe efu spin. Oe efu spin. Oe efu spin. Sentence number 9. Po windu. Po windu. Po windu. And the last sentence of the set. Nga efu nitram. Nga efu nitram. Nga efu nitram. Those were all our sentences. Let's look at them. So I talked a lot about the first 10 sentences, but now we will see a lot of repeated structures, so I will talk a lot less about them. First we had Bol mautiti neo. She wants a fruit. Efu nitram numeju. The student is happy. Here we use efu because if you are happy, you actually feel happy. Staum nantang ti well. I hear viper wolf. Ngati nong nantangil. The viper wolf follows you. Tsea nantangil boti. The viper wolf sees him. This is now interesting if you compare this sentence with the next one. Tsea nantang ti pol. He sees the viper wolf. So in English we changed the word order. In Latvi we kept the word order the same. We could have changed it, but there's no reason to. In Latvi we changed just the L and T ending to switch around the meaning of the sentence. In English we said the viper wolf sees him and he sees the viper wolf. So you see that English actually does something similar to Latvi here, at least with the he and the him. So the he is a subject and it changes to him if it's an object. English used to have cases, so it used to work quite similar to Latvi when it comes to this. But English lost it over time. And nowadays you only see it really in pronouns. So I changes to me, he changes to him, she changes to her, and so on. If you're an English native speaker and you are confused by case endings, actually you already know how this principle works because you do it with English every single day with the pronouns. You just have to imagine that you do exactly that, but Latvi does it with every noun, not only with some pronouns. Let's go on with the sentences. Next we had Yom nantang, the viper wolf eats. Then we had Oe efu spin, I feel sick, or we would often just say in English, I am sick. Bo windu, he is fast. And lastly from this set, Nga efu nitram, you are happy. So that was set 2. One more set, 10 more sentences and you are done. I will just immediately start. Well dog gelkuti. Well dog gelkuti. Well dog gelkuti. Sentence number 2. Win numejulu. Win numejulu. Win numejulu. Sentence number 3. Nantang efu weu. Nantang efu weu. Nantang efu weu. Sentence number 4. Neu nantange shuveti. Neu nantange shuveti. Neu nantange shuveti. Sentence number 5. Nantang spindu. Nantang spindu. Nantang spin du. Sentence number 6. Wetti your mautil. Wetti your mautil. Wetti your mautil. Sentence number 7. Well neu mautiti. Well neu mautiti. Well neu mautiti. Sentence number 8. Bol gelguti dog. Bol gelguti dog. Bol gelguti dog. Sentence number 9. Nitram oe effu. Nitram oe effu. Nitram oe effu. And the last sentence of the video. Nantangti wel staum. Nantangti wel staum. Nantangti wel staum. Those were the last sentences. Let's look at them. So first we had well dog gelguti. I am at home. Then we had wien numeju lu. The student is fast. Nantang effu weu. The Viperwolf is or the Viperwolf feels cold. Neu nantange shuveti. The Viperwolf wants food. Nantang spindu. The Viperwolf is sick. The next one's an interesting one. Hopefully, when hearing it, you were a bit confused about it. Because I said, Wetti your mautil. The fruit eats me. Beginners tend to translate this one as I eat the fruit because of word order. But if you look at the sentence, then I have the T ending, wetti. And because I have the T ending, I'm the one being eaten. And the fruit, the mautil, has the L ending, mautil. So it's the one eating something. So the fruit eats me. Well neu mautiti. I want the fruit. Bol gelguti dog. She is at home. Nitram oe effu. I am happy. And the very last sentence. Nantangti well staum. I hear the Viperwolf. And those were all the sentences. Luce baum ngarusrak, ne je baum. Do you have questions? Just ask. You can as always reach me on Discord, via email, or just write a comment. If you want to go on to the next listening video, you can find the picture guessing listening video there. And here you can find the link to the playlist with the full Reef course. Hi, Jadovai, ma frapo.